Hey guys, Josiah here. Welcome back to another episode of Josiah's Grape Reviews. Today we will be reviewing Daytona Speedweeks, 2023 Daytona Speedweeks, that is. Let's go and get on with it. Also, do not judge why there's a bunch of Littlest Pet Shops behind me. That is from my sister. She wanted a bunch of Littlest Pet Shops. She collects them now. Don't judge anyway. Also, ignore the rain because it is raining out. Anyway, now let's go and get on with it. Let's start with the whole Daytona Speedweeks. First it started on Thursday with the duels. The first one was Snooze Fest. Logano won it. It's Duel 2. Kyle Busch was leading, and then Suarez got into him, bumped him, and then he went around collecting a bunch of other guys as well. And Eric Almirola won in a thriller after Todd Gilliland made an amazing save after battling him for the lead. So great save by Gilliland to save a bunch of other guys. The people who went home, unfortunately, Chandler Smith, he had issues started basically in qualifying for the 500. He had issues. He was like coasting and his car was bobbing. Similar issue happened to Connor Daly, but we'll get to him in a minute. But he went home. Just disappointed by him. I think he had a speeding penalty as well on Thursday in the duels. So that kind of ended his day. As well as Austin Hill after he was involved in the crash that contained a started with Suarez and Busch. Pretty not good because he would have made it in because of Connor Daly struggles. But the people who did make it in on speed was Travis Pastrana and Jimmy Johnson. Both qualified well enough to make it to the 500 on Wednesday by speed. So good for both of them. Zane Smith, sorry, my hair's messed up. Jeez. Zane Smith made it in and Duel 1. He was pretty solid. He did a good job avoiding chaos and all that. I mean, there wasn't any chaos in Duel 1. But he did a good job of just playing it cool and just all that stuff. Duel 2, it was Connor Daly who somehow made his way in after Austin Hill wrecked. His car was literally coasting the entire way. He had issues in Wednesday. He had like an oil leak, didn't even qualify, and then his car was also bobbing on Thursday. It was a disaster for Connor Daly, but he somehow made it into the 500. I actually don't know where the heck he finished in the 500. I actually didn't know where he wasn't. No one talked about him all day long. I just realized on Sunday. But we'll see. Anyway, now I don't know where to finish it all. But Friday was the truck race. It was more rain than it was racing. Basically, I think over like 41 laps were caution laps, and then like 38 laps were green flag laps, which is definitely disappointing. But it was basically what you expect for a Daytona race. Stage 1 was solid. It was pretty tame. Christian Eckes won it. Stage 2, on the other hand, is when a couple of chaos started to strike. I mean, Stage 1, I should mention, the only cautions were like rain cautions. There was a caution for rain at lap 2, and then they went green at lap 6, and 1 second later the caution came out again for rain. It was chaos. It was rain mist all day long, basically. But the first strike happened with Clay Greenfield spinning, collecting guys like Keely Deegan, who had a great run going. She finished 4th in Stage 1. Was hoping she could have a great day. Didn't quite get that way, unfortunately. She was, and then just an innocent bystander in the wreck. We see that all the time in tracks like Talladega and Daytona. Sucks, obviously. Took her out and a bunch of other guys. Then the final lap of Stage 2, Stu Friesen was trying to block Ben Rhodes, and he went up and ended up taking out himself. Ben Rhodes got a little bit of damage, so he would be able to continue. Not Stu Friesen, though. He wrecked out, unfortunately. Tyler Ankrum ended up winning Stage 2 under caution. So there was that. Then Stage 3 was when Zane Smith got up there, and then the caution came up for rain, and then they dried the track for like 2 hours, then tried to get back racing, but they couldn't because they lost track again. So then they just called the race with about 20-ish laps to go. So Zane Smith went back to back, winning both Daytona races. So congrats to him. I think that's 2 in a row technically because he won the championship race in November, and then here in Daytona in February. So congrats to him. Started off right for him. Good job by him. But yeah, it was just disappointing because it was just rain mist all day long. It was just I mean, it kind of reminds me of Daytona 2019, the July race when they had to not in the race, but they had to why can't I think of the word? Postpone or not postpone? Oh my gosh, delay the race. Good grief, I couldn't think of that word. Delay the race for a little bit because the track got lost, and then they dried the track, and they looked like they were gonna go, and then similar thing here. They couldn't. They lost track again. So happened both times. But congrats to Zane Smith. Then Saturday was the ARCA race. I didn't watch it because I was out. But Greg, I saw that Greg Reynolds did get his first career ARCA win, so congrats to him. I had no idea who. I mean, I knew who he was. I just didn't know that he had that. He was just a small guy. Ran ARCA for like what 2 decades. In 2001 was named his first ARCA start. Congrats to him to finally get his first career win. He passed Jason White, I believe, on the final lap into turn 3. So good job by him. Very happy for him. And then the Xfinity race was after that. I think there was a quick caution for I can't remember who the heck it was. Someone wrecked or spun, I think, and he got out. But the first caution I remember was someone spun. I can't remember who spun, but he and Daniel Hemrick both wrecked. Took both of them out. Sucks. And then stage 1, it was, I'm trying to remember who the heck it was. I'm sorry. I need to take notes of this. I don't know who the heck won stage 1. I think it was probably Austin Hill, because he was the class of the field on Saturday. So he probably won stage 1. I actually think he did win stage 1. Stage 2, I know went to Justin Allgaier. And then there was a crash midway through stage 2, I believe it was, when Parker Kligerman got into Sheldon Creed's, got him around. Austin Hill got a little bit of damage, but it didn't affect Hill at all. It didn't affect the car at all. Hill started on pole, then had issues before the green flag went to the back. He went back and forth, back from the back to the front like a couple times. It was insane how good that car was. Great car by Austin Hill, as you may expect. Austin Hill won the race. Shocker. Excuse me. Also went back to back in Daytona after winning the Daytona race in February last season. In this season, Zayd did the same thing. Then Austin Hill. So the people thought on Sunday that Austin Cindric would do the same thing. He did not. But let me talk about a little bit more of the Xfinity race, because I mean, like Austin Hill, like he kind of, I mean, like he had the best car, but I mean it didn't come without a little bit of help from Junior Motorsports, if you will, because Junior Motorsports was in the top 5, right behind all 4 of them were in the top 5 behind Austin Hill, and neither one of them won the race. It started with Brandon Jones. He wrecked. Got spun after he made a bad block or something. Then Josh Berry ran out of fuel before the restart, so that's 2 of them gone. And then Justin Allgaier took the white flag, and then Sam Mayer made a move for the lead, and then that's when Austin Hill and John Nemechek got caught up to both of them. And then Austin Hill got up into Sam Mayer. They both made contact. Sam Mayer spun and flipped upside down, and then Justin Allgaier lost it, and then Hill edged Nemechek and Allgaier for the win when the caution came out. Sucks. Luckily, Sam Mayer was okay. I know a couple other guys wrecked. So there was that. I want to mention Maya Snyder got a top 5. Congrats to him, because last year it was him that flipped when he deserved a top 5. He gets the top 5 that he deserved last year. I think Parker Metzloff also got a 4th place finish, and Joe Grape Jr. got 7th. A couple guys got good finishes. So good job by them. And congrats to Austin Hill. So again, people thought that Austin Cindric was going to go back to back at the 500. He didn't quite. He had a good car. He had a solid car. Just never really was able to get up to the lead at all. But he was up there. Stage 1 was about as tame as it could be. I mean, Riley Earp spun up pit road. The Bubba Wallace had contact from Martin Truex Jr. He got up into the wall, but no cautions happened. Stage 1 was won by Brad Keselowski. I also forgot to mention the pole winner was Alex Bowman, getting his 6th front row start in a row, which is a record. Good job by him. I think Larson started 2nd, so there's that. Anyway, so stage number 2 was when latter half of stage 2 was when the first caution for cause happened. It was when Harvick got into Reddick, got into Blaney. They both wrecked. Then Eric Jones spun, and then he spun all the way up and bumped right into Chase Elliott. Took Reddick, Jones, and Elliott all out of the race. It sucks because Chase Elliott was my pick to win and also my favorite driver. I was very confident that this year was going to be his year to win the 500. Didn't quite happen, unfortunately. And Eric Jones in his beautiful Guns N' Roses car, fortunately didn't make it to the end of the race. Sucks right there. Then Blaney as well. Blaney was the favorite to win the race. He would stay. He would somehow at the end of the race finish 8th, even though he's multiple laps down, and he had a caution in the beginning of stage 3 for debris with a tire that came off of Blaney's car. Reddick got taken on, unfortunately. He was running up there. It sucks for all of them. Stage 2, Ross Chastain, I think, edged out Alex Bowman for the win in stage 2. And then stage 3 was pretty tame, back and forth, until about, 15 to 20 laps to go, when Ryan Preece wrecked. It got up into guys like Noah Gragson, Chaos, a lot of guys wrecked. And then they restarted with a couple laps to go. Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon had the lead, and took it away from the RFK boys of Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher. So then the RCR guys were up there, and then a caution came out for Daniel Suarez spun coming to 2 to go. It sucks because they shouldn't have thrown the caution But then his tire blew, so then that counts as a caution because there's a bunch of debris on the track. But even then, like if his tire hadn't blown, that shouldn't have been a caution because he would have spun. Because first of all, he was right. He spun right into the entrance of pit road almost, and plus the pack was gone, so like no one was gonna hit him. It was like because he would have like made that shouldn't have been a caution. But then when his tire blew, that's debris, so then obviously that's a caution. But Kyle Busch joked to the radar that if this was 1998, he would have been the winner because that's how Dale Earnhardt won the 500 in 1998. It was because the race ended a caution back then. We didn't have overtime, but then here in the modern age, yeah, I think that's what it's called, right? The modern age, or is that the past? I don't know. But today, we do have overtime. So restart with 2 to go. RCR, Bush, and Dillon fell way back. Logano got the lead, and then Austin Dillon and William Byron Rat took the big one happened. Taking guys like Jimmy Johnson who had a great day. A bunch of other guys backed. Basically everyone who was like 10th on back basically backed. So the second overtime happened. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Actually, I forgot before that caution. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got the lead from Joey Logano. So there was that, and then second overtime happened. White flag came, and then Larson tried to go 3 wide, didn't work out, and then he fell back to Pastrana. Pastrana got bumped by Almirola, spun Pastrana into Larson, and then it was a domino chain. Pastrana got into Larson, then I think he got into Bush, and then he got into Allmendinger, or like Larson got into. Everyone wrecked from 4th on back, wrecked basically. Took everyone out. Caution came out. Stenhouse was edged Logano. At the caution. So, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. snaps a 5.5-year winless streak. It wins the Daytona 500. His last win came on the 4th of July. I don't know if it was the day or I know it was the weekend of 4th of July at Daytona. So, he won 2 races in 2017. And then now here he has a win again at Daytona. Congrats to him. 3 wins all on super speedways. I would like to see him win not on a super speedway. And you mentioned last season was a struggle because he almost won in some instances. Like Dover, he had a runner finish to Chase Elliott, so that was cool. Then there were some instances where he had like top 5s, top 7s and stuff, and it was in the JTG Doherty car is hard to do. So good job by him. Congrats to him and the entire team. Finally getting a win. I think this is JTG Doherty's first win since 2014 with Allmendinger and Watkins Glen. So it's been a long time coming for those guys. So congrats to Stenhouse and everyone on that 47 team for collecting the 500 win. Good for those guys. He won. Logano second, Bell third, and I don't know who the heck finished on. I keep forgetting who the heck finished 4th on down. It was chaos at the end. I think Pastrana got 11th. Disappointed because he would have had a top 10 probably. But he had a lot of fun. Travis Pastrana did. He finished 13th at the truck race, and then here he finished 13th or 11th in the Cup race, I believe. So good job by him. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was a great showing. It was another solid crowd at Daytona because it has been for the last couple of years. But a bunch of guys were there, like Larry Fitzgerald was there, a bunch of other guys. Mr. Beast was there, which was pretty cool. He had a bunch of Instagram stories of NASCAR and stuff. So good job. Good to see Mr. Beast there. So yeah, there was that. Anyway, so the Tiffany Haddish obviously waved the green flag. The command was good because they had a bunch of like Hall of Famers plus current drivers. NASCAR, the 500 winners, former 500 winners, I should say, starting the command with like 10 drivers total or something. I think Darrell Waltrip was supposed to be there, but to do the command, but he couldn't make it, so that was disappointing. But still cool. Anyway, so that's basically gonna do it. It never disappoints. Daytona never disappoints at all. It was another great 500 because Daytona Speedweek is always fun. Daytona never disappoints at all. That's going to be the title, obviously. Anyways, but that's going to do it for this episode of Josiah's Grape Reviews. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash like, subscribe, all that stuff. Just a suggestion. You don't have to. I don't support clout, so just a suggestion. And I don't know what the heck the next video is going to be at all whenever I post it. I know that I stopped doing NH5. Like, I think I was like 21 races into the 36 race schedule. I stopped doing that, so if I remember, I want to see if I could finish it. Because I know the last couple of races I've just been off, seem like. So if I remember to get back on it, I will. Chances are I probably won't. So I'll see you if I remember to do that over the weekend. But if not, then I'll see you whenever. Of course, I'll have Super Scripture Sunday pulled up every Sunday. Hope you guys have enjoying that. Just doing my part, spread the gospel because Jesus is coming back soon. Like you should do, spread the gospel. Anyway, so see you guys whenever the heck the next video is. So see you guys. Bye.